Hi, I'm Chris Betts, Director of Music at St. Paul's, and I'm delighted to welcome you today to our RSCM Gulf Coast highlights. St. Paul's has a long tradition with the Royal School of Church Music, and today we would have been completing this year's summer course with our Sunday service. Although we aren't able to be together this year, we still want to celebrate with you and remember our years of singing and worshiping together through sacred music. The RSCM was founded almost 100 years ago in England and has spread worldwide to become an international organization with 400 affiliated churches in North America, including St. Paul's. It is known for its summer training courses. Our Gulf Coast course is designed for girls, but there are courses for boys, for adults, and for mixed voices. I hope you enjoy listening to some of our music from years past and hearing from some of our clinicians who will be remembering along with us.
Hi everyone, my name is Anna Teagarden and I have been the manager of the Royal School of Church Music Gulf Coast course for the past 8 years here at St. Paul's. It has been the great honor of my life. In 2006, I became affiliated with RSCM through my dear friends Courtney Danielle Knapp and Brady Knapp down the street at Palmer Episcopal Church. It was a life-changing moment for me, and it has been a privilege to witness this life-changing moment for many others, especially our young girl choristers. Today we are looking back at the amazing courses we have had over the years. We will begin with The Lord is My Shepherd by Howard Goodall from the 2016 course. We wouldn't be here today if it weren't for Courtney, so I have asked her to tell us how the course came to Houston.
It happened pretty fast. I went to my first board meeting of RSCM in Washington, D.C., and before the weekend was over, we were hearing reports from the courses, and they mentioned that the Gulf Coast course needed a new home, and I thought Houston would be receptive. And I knew my church community would be supportive, and I knew the larger church community would, and so we said yes. And it began small, but it's been a pleasure over the years to see the directors who have come through and to gain insight from them. And the other thing that I loved was the partnership with Anna Teagarden, with Bob Brewer and Joe Cosby. They were just great supports, as well as other colleagues across the region. But I was really grateful for their partnership and grateful that I could hand the baton to Anna, and I knew it would be in wonderful hands.
In 2017, we had the honor of having the incomparable Richard Webster, who is a wonderful friend and mentor. The final Sunday of the course, we open the service with Henry Purcell's Sound the Trumpet. Hear My Words, Ye People, which was sung for Evensong that week at St. John the Divine, is one of the iconic Anglican cathedral anthems by Charles Hubert Hastings Perry that concludes with the hymn tune Laudate Dominum.
Dear friends, it is a joy to be with you to celebrate the RSCM Gulf Coast Course, past, present, and future. As a veteran of dozens of RSCM courses going back to 1982, the 2017 Gulf Coast Course is seared in my memory. The psalms, the hymns, hear my words, ye people, sound the trumpet, come, O thou traveler, worship, friendships, door decorations. Your descants still can make my very long hair stand on end. What memories I have of 2017 with you in Houston, rejoicing, suffering, praying, and laughing, not to mention your endless creativity with the 4Ds, Disney, decorated, dorm doors. Unforgettable. During the recent shutdown, just as we've been doing every Sunday in Boston, I'm sure you and your choirs have been sending in video audio recordings that someone then mashes together for online worship. This is a frustrating, nerve-wracking, unsatisfying way to make music, especially choral music, which at its heart is about singing together, breathing together, looking one another in the eye, and blending our souls and voices into one glorious offering to God. There are days when I want to scream, "This just ain't worth it," accompanied by a few choice expletives. But friends, our work as the choir is more vital now than ever. Even in its bustedness, what we can offer to our congregations and the world through our musical leadership and electronically blended voices is life-saving. Over the last 3 months, our constant has remained our love of church music, our shared hope, our tenderness with one another and those around us in suffering, and our common prayer, even as we sing alone from our homes. We are knit together as Christ's body more tightly now than ever. At this moment in history, God is calling us to do God's holy work in bringing healing and hope to our broken world. Tonight, we pause to give thanks for our calling, to sing God's praises wherever we are. May we renew our commitment to rejoice in hope, be patient in suffering, and persevere in prayer. In our work for justice, in our music, and in our lives, may God be glorified. I love you.
It doesn't get much loftier than that, but we definitely make time for some fun during the week. There's a whole other side to the course. We have fun, which is community building, and it shows in the music. Those that play well together, sing well together.
My best RCM Gulf Coast memory is breaks in between rehearsals. Yes, the singing is amazing, but it's also awesome to get to know the people we sing next to. Personally, my favorite break was Zumba with Keaton. I'm telling you, you wish you would have been there.
My favorite parts of RSCM are Zumba with Keaton during choir breaks and getting to sing alto with very talented adult singers.
My favorite memory of the RSCM Gulf Coast course would have to be Keaton's Zumba class in the morning for our first break.
Hello, Gulf Coast course. My name is Joe Cosby, and I'm the president of RSCM America and a longtime friend of your wonderful course. I've had the privilege of working with you all as a clinician over the years, the last time being in 2016. But more on that in just a bit. My first affiliation with Gulf Coast was in the summer of 2006 when the course was based at Palmer Church. I have so many wonderful memories of those early days working with Courtney and Anna and Brady and Bob and of course, all our talented singers. Gulf Coast brought me into the RSCM world and I've been hooked ever since. And now, in the position as your president, I can hopefully give back to our community what has been given to me, a love of music, teaching, and excellence to the glory of God. The following recording that you're about to hear was a landmark moment for us, a walk on the wild side of the blues. The Farrington evening service was brought to us by Giles Brightwell, and I can't help but smile thinking about working on this piece with you all. Please enjoy a snippet of this fantastic music sung in 2016 at Christ Church Cathedral.
RSCM has definitely become one of the biggest parts of my life. I've been going to the camp ever since I was 10 years old, and now I'm 19, and just going back every single year and seeing the people that you live with for a week and coming back and seeing them is just such a heartwarming experience.
You get to come together with your friends that you share this very unique particular bond with, and that is to make music and work really hard all week to sing well and meaningfully. And on top of that, it's just a lot of fun.
Now for something totally different. Last year we had the amazing experience of singing at Villa de Mattel Convent here in Houston, or the Villa as we like to refer. We sang at one of my very favorite pieces of music, Monteverdi's Beatus Vir, with the incredible musicians of Mercury Orchestra, under the direction of Walden Moore, who we all fell in love with and has become a part of our RSCM family. We concluded last year's course with Daniel Justin's Gloria from Messe du Grand Départ.
times where we come together and we gather strength. We listen to each other. We hear of each other's joys, hopes, and sorrows. We sing music that allows us to pray twice. We sing music that allows us to find places in our heart that we could never find otherwise. And we learn. We learn about people. We learn how to get along with each other. We learn that none of us are perfect. We understand. From the very beginning, I felt welcome. I never ever felt like I had not been a part of the group for so long, though many had been together in years past for the chorus. They immediately took me into the family, helped me to feel welcome, and helped me to understand the level of commitment that all of these people had to not only making fine music together, but to helping that music become a part of everything in our lives. So that when, by the end of the week, we left Houston and went to our various ways, we took the strength and the power of all that we learned that week back into our own places, into our own towns.
have so many amazing memories from RSCM. Some of my favorites are karaoke night when we're all together singing at the top of our lungs and laughing until we cry, shopping at Rice Village, and having the opportunity to sing in the most incredible churches. I'm so sad that we can't be together this year, and I'm already looking forward to next summer. Love you guys!
My favorite memory of RSCM Gulf Coast course was winning the door decorating contest in my first year.
One thing that I've learned from RSCM is to be confident, take risks, and recognize the talents that we do have.
The thing I love most about RCM is that I get to praise God through worship, and all my friends are right there beside me.
In 2018, we had the esteemed gift of hosting Philip Moore as our artist in residence, along with clinician Johnny Vaughn. Philip Moore is one of the most profound composers of our time. In 1999, the St. Paul's Choir was in residence in York, England at the famed York Minster, where Philip was director of music for many years. I'm so proud to call him friend and mentor. Especially proud he is wearing his cowboy hat given to him by the Gulf Coast Chorus. This evensong was sung at South Main Baptist Church, and the soloist is our own Keaton Brown, the same in one as popular Zumba instructor.
Anna has just asked me to say a few words about All Wisdom Cometh from the Lord, which I wrote in 1980, partly to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the school where the choristers attended, Lanesborough School. The headmaster was also in the choir of the cathedral, and he has a lovely bass voice, and that is why there's a bass solo. And I suppose I featured the trebles at the end with the plain song. I wrote some of the piece going over to America to take an RSCM course in Akron, Ohio. And I remember writing some of it once everybody else had gone to sleep. And I also remember writing it out on the aeroplane coming home. And the woman in front of me, her seat kept on bashing against me because she wanted to alter the position of her seat. So it was a bit of a nightmare. I revised it, as you probably noticed, because I wasn't quite satisfied with the fast section. It needed to be longer, so I hacked around a bit and made some revisions, which I won't attempt anymore. It was a wonderful performance you gave of the piece, and I'm so glad it's going to be live streamed.
One of my favorite RCM memories was when Philip Moore was here and he signed my copy of All Wisdom Cometh from the Lord at the very last day lunch.
My huge thanks once again to Anna and Chris for looking after me so well, for Paul, who gave me wonderful accommodation, breakfasts, and drove me around in his fabulous car, and to Johnny, who did so much training of the choirs, and also to the rest of you who looked after us and fed us and drove us and entertained us. It was a truly memorable time, and I hope that one day I may be able to come back. They're rather nice.
This course would not exist without the tireless devotion of so many people. I would like to personally thank our board of directors and you, the St. Paul's community, for loving and supporting us 1 week out of the year. The proctors for this course hold a very special place in my heart, as most of them grew up here in the children's music program at St. Paul's. I am very proud of all of them.
My name is Emily Wolf. I have been a part of RSCM since I was about 10 years old, so about 12 or 13 years now. I was a camper, and then I turned into a proctor and an executive administrator, and RSCM really shaped my life. It helped me grow in my love for music, and it really helped me create really lasting and meaningful relationships with people who are still some of my best friends. And it's a shame that it cannot gather this year, but I'm sure that next year it'll be fantastic as ever, and we can't wait to see all of your shining faces.
Hi, I'm Audrey Black, and I've been doing RSCM since, I've lost track at this point, but it's got to be at least 12 years. It's been such a huge part of my life since I was 9 years old, and coming back to the camp each year was just the highlight of my summer and the highlight of my year. And being able to come back as an adult, as a proctor, and be able to see the girls that are coming through now having to have the same experiences of making lifelong friends and being able to make beautiful music and to just have this beautiful fostering environment that I had growing up, and seeing that be able to continue on is just an absolute honor and privilege to be able to be a part of it every year.
For the past 8 or 9 years, RSCM has been the highlight of my every summer. From being a participant and growing in my relationships with God and others and singing beautiful music, to recently being a proctor and being able to be a mentor.
Hi, my name is Mallory Miller, and I'm a proctor for RSCM's Gulf Coast course. I have been attending RSCM since I was 9 or 10 years old, so RSCM has been a part of my life for over half my life now. One of my favorite things about RSCM is that it's only a week long, but the amount of love and friendship and bonding and music making that goes on in that 1 week is something incredible to watch, both as a proctor and a former chorister. I'm devastated that we're not going to be able to meet in person this year, but I look forward to seeing all of you in 2021.
The beloved Non Nobis Domine is sung at courses all over the world. I always ask the girls what it means, as I believe it is at the core of what we do. Not unto us, O Lord, but unto thy name be the glory.
Hello, my name is Sarah MacDonald, and I'm going to be your guest clinician next year. I'm really excited to meet you. I've heard lots about the golf course, although my husband did think I'd said the golf course when I first told him about it. I am Canadian, but I live in the United Kingdom. I am the Director of Music at Selwyn College, Cambridge, and I also direct the girl choristers at Ely Cathedral. Obviously, I haven't been doing much choral music over the past couple of months, but what I have done instead is bought a vegetable truck, and we've been growing vegetables, and we are enjoying that immensely. Hopefully by the time I get to meet you, I will be able to tell you what my own tomatoes and courgettes, which is what we call zucchini here, taste like. Meanwhile, stay safe and keep the faith. We will be singing together again soon. I really look forward to meeting you next year. All the best.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us as we relive some beautiful and wonderful moments from our very special course. I want to say a very special thank you to Beth Brown and Chris Newland from the bottom of my heart for producing this wonderful memoir of our course. See you next year.